When John told his partner Sarah that he loved her, his joy lasted exactly 3 seconds before the dread arrived. In the warm glow of their candlelit dinner, surrounded by the low hum of other diners and the clink of wine glasses, he felt an overwhelming urge to reach across the table and hold her hand. He also felt an ache spreading across his chest, a tightening that whispered, "What if she doesn't feel the same? What if I've said too much too soon?" Over the next week, the anxiety took root. John found himself reaching for his phone dozens of times a day, crafting and deleting text messages. He asked for reassurance. "Do you still love me? What if I say or do the wrong thing?" And struggled to let Sarah spend an evening with her friends without texting her updates about his day, hoping she'd respond quickly. When she didn't reply within an hour, his mind spiraled. "She's losing interest. She's comparing me to someone else. I'm too needy." Sarah, feeling the weight of his constant vigilance, tried to create breathing room. She needed time to herself, but every time she gently said, "I need an evening alone," John's nervous system screamed of abandonment. His mind flooded with images of her leaving him, of finding someone less complicated, someone easier to love. In couples therapy months later, they began to untangle the painful truth. His constant need for reassurance was driven by a deep fear of being left, and her retreat, while intended to calm the situation, confirmed his worst fears. I share their story because this dance is painfully, achingly familiar. If you're reading this, you likely recognize that feeling. It's the tightness in your chest when a text message goes unanswered for an hour. It's the looping question, "Are they upset with me?" that hijacks an entire afternoon. It's the quiet, persistent fear that if you show your true, needy self, you will be too much and you will be left. Anxious attachment lives in these moments when love feels like both a lifeline and a terrifying test you are constantly failing. It's the painful paradox of craving closeness more than anything, while simultaneously doubting your own worthiness to receive it. You may find yourself placing partners on a pedestal, seeing them as the source of your stability, yet be unable to trust their compliments or gestures of love, dismissing them as temporary or insincere. You scan their faces for micro-expressions of disappointment. You replay conversations, searching for hidden meanings. You are exhausted from the vigilance, yet you cannot seem to turn it off. This book is an invitation to step back from that exhausting dance. It's a guide to understand where those feelings come from, not as a way to assign blame or dwell in the past, but as a way to find deep compassion for yourself and the adaptive strategies that once kept you safe. Most important, it is a practical, research-backed roadmap for learning new steps, for rewiring old patterns, for building the secure love you deserve. At its core, this anxiety is a deep primal echo. It's the legacy of an attachment system originally designed to keep us safe. As infants, we are biologically wired to seek closeness to a primary caregiver for protection and survival. Our brains are exquisitely sensitive to the presence or absence of that caregiver. Our first lessons about love, how reliable it is, how worthy we are of it, are written in these early interactions, encoded in our nervous systems before we even have words for what we're experiencing. When that early care is warm, responsive, and predictable, we internalize a sense of safety. We learn that the world is a place where our needs will be met, where reaching out brings comfort. But when that care is inconsistent, sometimes loving and attuned, other times distracted, overwhelmed, or absent, we learn that love is unpredictable. We become hypervigilant, always scanning for signs that comfort might be withdrawn. We learn to amplify our distress, to protest louder, to cling tighter, because inconsistency taught us that only heightened emotion gets a response.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.